Inclusive Youth Network, and I'm here to take you through a really simple, quick and easy activity that you could be doing at home, which is to make your own sketchbook. What we're doing is I'm teaming up with one of our alumni and one of our workshop assistants, Ella. So after you've made your sketchbook, Ella's going to be setting some tasks for you to do at home for you to fill it full of lots of beautiful artwork whilst you're in lockdown. So what you need to do to make your sketchbook is all you need paper and you need some thread. Don't worry if you don't have these at home. We've actually got enough packs that we can be sending out to you direct to your home address so that you can make your own sketchbooks. So all you need to do is sign up using the link at the bottom of this activity. First come, first serve. We've got 20 to be sending out to you, so let us know if you want a pack and we'll send it straight to your doorstep. So let's go ahead and make our sketchbook. Okay, so there are 10 steps to making your sketchbook. The first one is that you want to get your paper. This is the paper that you're going to be drawing on, painting on, making on. So you want it to be quite thick, you want it to be quite sturdy. So step one is put your paper together. I'm using 2 sheets here. And then you want to align it and fold it over. So your sketchbook is going to be A5. And then just fold it over, make it nice and crisp. And just do that, so you've got that, then open. That is step one. Pop them to a side and grab the piece of paper or lightweight card like we've got here that's going to be your front and back cover, and do exactly the same. So just fold it over. Don't worry if it's not perfect, just make sure that it is as much as possible in the middle, and fold that one over. Once you've got the 2 together, step 3, pop the 2 together and get yourself some clips. I'm going to be using paper clips. You could use hair grips, you could use bulldog clips, whatever you've got in the house that will just make these bits of paper just sturdy whilst you're going to be binding them. So make sure they're in the centre and clip them just down the sides like that. That's step 3. So step 4, this is where it gets a little bit trickier, but don't worry, not too much. You want to get yourself a sewing needle. Again, you want one that's nice and sturdy, that's not going to bend when you're punching your holes. So what you want to do is, find one. I've got quite a nice thick sewing needle here, and you want to be making 4 holes along the centre, along the fold that you've just made. So you want to make 2 kind of towards the middle. So just, and again, don't worry if they're not perfectly symmetrical. You just want to make a couple of holes straight through all of the paper. So you want to do 2 towards the middle. All the way through. And then what you want to do is you want to do 1 either side of that. So 1 towards the outside on the left. This will teach me for just putting on hand cream. And then 1 just on the outside on the other side of your paper. So then what you're left with is 4 holes going all the way through all sheets of paper and card. Once you've done that, get yourself some thread. Again, I've got some nice thick sturdy thread here. This is the thread that you'll get in your packs that we send out. Find yourself some thick sturdy thread because this is what you're going to bind your book with. You don't want anything that's too flimsy because it will just rip through the paper and it won't stay together. So cut yourself a really nice long piece. I would go for 3 times the length of your book just to make sure that you're definitely going to have enough. And then you thread your sewing needle. I like to double up the thread. Again, it just means that it's nice and sturdy, nice and thick. You're not going to worry about losing the end or it breaking halfway through. And then of course you just do a really nice thick sturdy knot, tying them together. So that's not going to go anywhere. So I've done that about 4 times. I've turned that over. So then and always make sure you've got a little bit of thread at the end. Don't cut that off just yet. You want that to stay there and that will become obvious in a second. So then you've got your thread and your needle ready to go. So now you're going to bind your book. You want to start on either one of the middle holes. Start with the paper on the inside, not on the outside. So you start on the middle and go through the hole that you've just created and pull it all the way through. Hopefully your knot should stay there and not follow you. Then you want to go to the outside. So using the hole that you've just made on the outside, go back through the paper, making sure that the thread is nice and neat and following you through. Once you've done that, you actually want to wrap it round. So you want to come from the outside in and go back through the hole that you've just gone through. So can you see what's happening? We're binding our book and making sure that the thread, sometimes it does get a little bit tied up, so just make it nice and tight. You can see where the clips are coming in handy now. And then that's half of your sketchbook bound. So once you've done that, you want to go back through that centre where your knot is. And then you want to start on the other side. So whilst you're here, go through the middle. Go through the outside, just stitching it together. Like you did on the other end, once you're through here, you want to bring it all the way over and back through the hole that you've just gone through. And once more through this centre. So you want to make sure that there's thread running throughout the whole of the ridge, going through every single hole. And then once you're here, this is where this bit that hopefully you haven't cut off is still there. You don't have to worry about going through the hole again. You just get the thread that's left after the knot and just tie this bit. I like to keep the needle on the thread here because it means that you can just sew it through and make sure it's really nice and tight. Gonna give it a good double knot. There we go. And only when you feel that that's nice and secure, it's not going to go anywhere, do you cut off the thread. You can make it nice and neat now. Cut off the ends. So last step, take the clips off. Fold it over. And there you have your bound sketchbook. Ready to go. Simple. So I hope that you found that simple and you're going to give it a go at home. If you don't have the materials, do let us know and we'll send you out a pack. What you'll receive in that pack is you'll get the paper, so the white paper and the brown card, and you'll get some thread. What you won't get is obviously the scissors or the clips or the needles. Hopefully you've got those at home. If you've got everything that you need to do and you can crack on and follow that step-by-step guide of how to make your own sketchbook, go for it. Hope you find it nice and simple, nice and easy. The next things that we're going to be doing is Ella's going to be taking over our Instagram and our Facebook pages and sharing some activities that you can do to fill your sketchbook and then make a lockdown sketchbook. So give it a go, have fun. If you don't want to follow the activities that Ella's going to be setting, that's absolutely fine. Do your own thing, use your sketchbook to draw the view from outside your window, make some marks, write a diary, whatever you want to do during lockdown to keep you occupied, to keep you creative and to keep you busy. See you soon.